What's up guys, Mr. Bingham here bringing you a new video. Today we're going to be talking about iRacing's new qualifying scrutineering system, how it works, how it applies in the different license classes, and what you can get away with under the different levels of scrutineering. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and head over to Twitch at Mr_Bingham and drop me a follow if you would be so kind. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So just to get us started, there's five different levels of strictness: off, permissive, lenient, moderate, and strict. Now, off can be used for personally created sessions and hosted sessions, but there will be a certain level of strictness that applies to all online official sessions. Rookie sessions will be set to the permissive setting. D-class races will be set to lenient, C-class races will be set to moderate, and then B and A classes, class races will be set to the strict setting. What we're going to be doing in this video today is trying to find out what we can do under the different levels of strictness. Okay, so we've just loaded into an open qualifying session with the setting turned to off. What we're going to do, we're just going to head out of the pits. We're going to do a number of burnouts. We're going to try and lock the tyres up under braking, and the first thing we'll see with the setting turned to off is that nothing happens. We're using this as a reference to make our further comparisons. So that's the first burnout out of the pits. Stop the car and do another one. And no impact. Third burnout. What we're going to do, we're just going to induce some popping of the tyres as well, and the braking. But what you can see is that you're not getting any sort of warning for doing the tyres and everything. Have just caused a rather drastic incident. So we're going to quit out of that session and we are going to head back to the iRacing beta UI. Okay, so that was a session with the leniency set to off. We're now going to go into another session here. We're going to set the qualifying conduct scrutiny to permissive. So as it says there, scrutiny towards enforcement of warnings and penalties for unsportsmanlike conduct during qualifying sessions. So let's jump straight into this session now, see what we can get away with. Okay, so we've loaded into a new qualifying session here, guys, and what I'll point out at this stage is that if you head into the info tab, you can see the current scrutineering level for the session you're in. As you can see, we've got it set to permissive, which is the lowest level of scrutineering. So if we head out now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a burnout. We're going to bring the car to a stop, and then we're going to do another burnout. And we're going to bring the car to a stop again, and we're going to do a third burnout. Okay, so what you can see there is we've got a furled black flag. Now, the furled black flag is just a warning. So at this stage, we could continue with our lap. As long as we don't do anything else it's seen as untowards by iRacing, we'll be able to finish this lap, start a new lap, and continue with our qualifying session. It's possible to reset that furled black flag by completing a lap, or by heading back to the base. However, if we do something else that could be potentially deemed as untowards, so let's bring the car to a stop and do fourth burnout. What can happen, it didn't happen there, but we might be able to introduce it with another burnout. We'll see how permissive it is. Permissive. Yes, we can. Can we get away with an 8th? Okay, yes, we can. Can we get away with a 9th? There we go. So, it's taken 9 burnouts on the permissive setting to get ourselves disqualified from qualifying. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to reset. I'm just going to clear the lights. And we'll have a look to see whether we can induce a warning through locking up the brakes and the braking. Seen us doing anything untoward just yet. But still getting away with it. Flag. It would appear that locking up the brakes like that at least on permissive doesn't appear to cause a black flag. So, we're going to jump out of this session, and we're going to have a look at the next level of leniency, guys, which is lenient. Okay, guys, so we've loaded into a new session. As you'll see, we've got the scrutineering set to lenient, and again, we're going to see what we can get away with. So, we're going to start with the burnouts. I'm expecting to be able to get away with at least one burnout. So, that's one. Okay, so there we go. So we've got a furled black flag for a second burnout on lenient setting. See if we can induce a disqualification now through locking of the brakes at all. Was largely just a loss of control, so it seems that it's ramped up the warnings though already. Again, it would appear that locking up the brakes locking up the brakes doesn't seem to cause any issues. It surprises me a little bit. But again, we'll try the burnouts. Disqualification now because we've already got. Yeah, there we go. So we've got the disqualification. So it seems under the lenient setting, one burnout is acceptable. Second burnout will get you a furled black flag, and then you reset back to the pits. Again, you can get away with one burnout, but then your second burnout is going to get yourself disqualified. So let's jump out of this session and see what we can get away with under moderate. Great, so we've loaded into another session, and as you would expect, we've got it set to moderate. So we're going to go and do the old same routine. We're going to do a burnout out of the pits. I'm hoping we can get away with this under moderate to at least do one burnout.
that seems to be acceptable. So I presume if we come to a complete stop, we're going to get a flag for the second time. Okay. So let's just go and finish this lap now, I guess. Just see if inducing oversteer at any points causes any sorts of issues. I don't normally drive this Bosch Cup car, by the way, so I don't know this how to drive it out this track, so I'm not going to be seeing any particularly decent lines throughout this lap here. And you just had your evidence of that just there. Small amounts of slide. Doesn't appear to cause any sorts of issues. That did, however. So again, mileage will vary. It didn't like that. That was quite an aggressive slide. And we have been disqualified for that. Just out of interest, what I'm going to do, clear this flag. We're still on moderate. We're just going to see if we can get away with one long, continuous burnout out of the pits. Okay, so that was actually enough to induce a warning. So again, what we're going to do now is going to go and look at Strict. Clearly, it's not just the number of burnouts that you do, but I guess the amount of time that you spend spinning the wheels up. So let's load into another session, see what it feels like on Strict. But what we can see is that this is clearly going to be a very effective way of limiting people abusing ways of warming up the tyres before races, which as far as I'm concerned is a really good thing. So let's load into Strict and see what that's like. Okay, so we've now loaded into a Strict session. Again, we'll go for a burnout out of the pits. So again, I didn't get anywhere near as far as I did previously in the moderate session. So Strict is going to apply to A and B class races, which is the majority of the, if not all of the races that I do. So you can see that you've got a very, very small window that you can light the tyres up for on a burnout. There. Without getting a flag. We're going to see if we can induce a flag from locking up again, but as far as I'm concerned, the system looks like it's going to be fairly effective. So it seems to allow scrubbing of the tyres like this. Try and get those wheels locked up. You see, so let me get away with that. I find that surprising. But then it's decided that that was too much, so clearly locking the tyres up it's more lenient with, but it doesn't like.
So guys, that's the iRacing scrutineering system. As I mentioned at the start of the video, 4 different classes: permissive, lenient, moderate, and strict. Permissive applying in rookie races, lenient applying in D-class races, moderate applying in C-class races, and then strict levels of qualifying scrutineering applying in B and A-class races. Seems to work fairly well. Not an extensive test, not a scientific test by any means. I'm sure we'll probably find problems with it as time goes on, which is to be expected with something new. But from the very limited testing that I've just done there, something that I think is quite welcome from me into iRacing. We're going to bring the video to a close there. Hopefully you've found that useful and interesting. As always, please do subscribe to the channel and head over to the Twitch channel, Mr_Bingham, on Twitch, and I'll hope to see you on a live stream. Bye for now.